Hey, it's Tim, and I'm here along the side of the road in the desert, almost in the wilderness, and today it's hike day. It's hike day for the next 4 days or so. I'm in the desert. I'm more accurately right off the side of Interstate 10, which is over there somewheres, and then walk along these railroad tracks, and I am going to get on the Pacific Crest Trail headed northbound from the I-10 to Big Bear. It's going to be, I think, about 60 miles or so. It's about 85 degrees according to the Uber driver's car that was extremely well air conditioned and brand new that I just climbed out of into this heat. I got my umbrella, that's good. But anyway, yeah, I'm doing a little hike. It's going to be about 4 days. We're going to hike up into the mountains. So it's going to be fantastic. We're in the desert. It's going to be desert terrain, rattlesnakes maybe, cactus, desert things, and then up into the pines, the snow patches, that kind of stuff. It's going to be fantastic. Desert to mountains. So that's what I'm doing. You should join me. You should watch. I'm going to try to put all this in one video. Won't be too long. Won't be too ridiculous. That's the I-10 right there. Let's see what they got here in the cash hiker box. Look at cheddar cheese soup, beans, cranberry sauce, beets. These might be here a while. Ooh, sunscreen. If somebody leaves a chapstick somewhere, I'm going to snag it because I forgot chapstick. Tired, worn out, dirty, need a hot shower, need a comfortable bed. Home in Whitewater. Somebody ate the bananas. Usually, when you start a trail and you're in the civilization area, it's really hard to find when you cross a road or go under the freeway like I did right there, and you come across a road or something. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find the trail, but there's a yellow post there, and I saw it with my keen eyes from across the way there. But then you're kind of in the bushes. There's houses right here. It's always hard to find the trail, and then you're in the bushes, and then you're kind of like, well, what? Well, there's a log there that you can cross, and maybe sometimes there's water in there. The trail is not usually. This could be somebody's backyard trail that they walk their dog on or something like that. You could get your app out and look, but I'm just gonna follow this, I think, for a little bit, because I do know this looks like a trail, that the trail goes this way, but there's really no. Oh yeah, way out ahead of me there's another brown pole with a yellow top on it. So yeah, I think we're in the right spot as we hike off into the desert. Also, keeping a sharp eye out on the ground for rattlers. This is a prime rattler territory here. Probably bunnies and mice out here because there's people, food, and trash. So the goal today is, it's like 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to, well, I'm not gonna try, I'm gonna hike 9 miles for today, just kind of because I just got off the couch. Walk about 9 miles to a place called Whitewater Preserve, I think, where they have a real nice area to camp, grass, and all that kind of stuff, shade, trees, everything. I'm coming up the hill in the desert. It's hot. It's hot. Oh God. Actually, it's not that bad. I don't know if I said what I'm hiking. I'm hiking from Cabazon, where the dinosaurs are, just a little bit down the street, just a little bit down the road, up to Big Bear. To Big Bear Mountain, to Big Bear Lake. And maybe further, I don't know, we're gonna see when we get there. Come on, let's go. I'm not afraid to tell you, it's doggone hot out here in the desert wilderness. It's not like 100, but I think it's like 85. And it is warm. So I'm using this here sunbrella, keep the sun. Ooh, what's this? What do we got here? I'm approaching some sort of elaborate fencing system with these dangerous pylons here. Probably like landmines, don't touch them. Got to go around. And this sign telling us to go ahead and close the gate. Close the gate. Here we are. Gate's closed. Okay, we need to go through here. Little maze. Little maze. Okay. There's some signage here. Pacific Crest Trail, welcome to Section C. But anyway, it's going to tell us there that Mission Creek Camp is 27 miles, Highway 18 is 53 miles, Little Bear Spring Camp 72. You are being watched, it says. Oh, almost ate it on rocks. Wind farm, electrical and flying debris hazard. Electrical debris hazard? What the heck? And somebody's going to get it on video and put it on YouTube. It says you're being watched, video surveillance. Warning, wind farm, electrical and flying debris hazard. What the heck? And of course there's windmills right there. But I just thought that's why the breeze was blowing. Because the windmills are going, making breeze. Well, all right, I've been hiking for about an hour and 15 minutes. It's hot. I've been going uphill steadily the whole time. And now I'm in this ravine. Going up the ravine here. And I guess at the top, you know, whenever you're going up something and it's not like huge, you're kind of, you know, going, making your way, swaggering up and down rolling hills and gentle incline. And you get to the top of this, or you can see that you're going to get to the top of this thing. The other side is down. Usually. The other side is down. Unless it's a saddle and you got to keep going up. But all right, I'm too hot to talk. All right, I've been hiking up this ravine and the ground is getting greener and greener, like there was moisture. And you know, there's the wind farm here with the power station and the windmills up there. And then right here, a relic from the past, a piece of history. Obviously this used to be an area for cattle because there's a cattle chute where they kept the cattle and the cattle would go up the ramp and go on the truck, I think. But there's old remnants of wooden fencing and stuff. And then yeah, there's been a road. In fact, earlier, I stopped back there and took a little break on a rock. There was a little shady bush there. Well, it wasn't very shady, but I took a little breather on the rock. And all of a sudden, I didn't know there was a road there. All of a sudden, a truck drove by, like a pickup truck. It freaked me out a little bit. I was like, what the heck? I could have drove here? I got about 4 miles to the Whitewater Preserve kind of camping area. I keep thinking we're going up over this ravine thing and then you don't. You turn around a corner and it goes way further up. All right, I'm hiking. Oh God. Look, I'm going up there to that gate right there. And it feels like it's the top. I don't want to count my chickens for the hatch, but I'm almost there. That's the top. And I've been coming up this ravine for what feels like days. And I'm tired. I gotta catch my breath. What a beautiful view of the desert. Okay, let's go. All right, I'm at the top. Finally. Whew. I had to catch my breath for a minute before I said anything because I couldn't breathe. There's that gate we saw. Well, I saw it. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a gate. Oh, I'm tired. I actually don't think I'm at the top of whatever it is. Oh, I got them down. Let's take a look backwards and see where we just came from. Just came up that. It doesn't look that bad, but it's day one. I'm pooped. Let's see what we got ahead of us. Excuse me. Okay. It looks like a good steady downhill. That's pretty. That's a pretty view. I just came out of the giant mountains and I'm down here in this super amazingly giant river bottom creek. There's a creek out there and sometimes it's flowing huge and the PCT goes north that way. But you and I are going to go that way across the creek and we're going to go to a beautiful shady grassy campground over here. And I need some water. And there's a creek and we're going to go down the creek and get some water and then go have a nice camp. It's nice and early. It's 5 o'clock or so. Let me see. 5:15. So we're going to cross this creek. Ooh. See this giant rock cairn here tells us to go this way. Kind of pretty right here. It's cooler. It's cooling down, of course. It's been pretty hot today. And I got like 4 swallows of water left. And I'm thirsty. Hot and tired. Yeah. I'll bet sometimes there's water flowing through here. High snow years and stuff. All right. I'll see you at the water, or you'll see me at the water. I just arrived at the Whitewater Preserve. What a beautiful place. There's lots of trees, beautiful shade, a little creek. Some good signage, no alcohol, no smoking, no fires, no charcoal. Dogs must be on a leash and no loud music. And raccoons will get in the trash. All right. So there's a place over here, I think, that it said hikers welcome. Oh, and there's a pond and a lake and grass, and I see some people over there. Okay, this is fun, fantastic. I've never been more excited for camp. Instead of camping on the side of the trail, there's a beautiful grassy picnic area where you can set your tent up. Oh my gosh, this is great. Picnic tables. This is like vacation. Oh, this sign says, deep water, no swimming, no fishing. There's a pond. Oh. All right, this is beautiful. I'll check back with you. Morning's here, the morning's here, the time is 6:30, I gotta get in gear. It was really loud last night. There's like rocks falling everywhere. It was kind of crazy sounds of rocks tumbling and falling. It was weird. I didn't sleep very much. I never do, especially the first night. I'm like super dehydrated. Yeah, let's make coffee. Coffee. Hot coffee. Hot coffee in the morning. Ooh, it's hot. It's too hot. I love the sound of the birds in the morning. It's very pretty. And they've got all these bird feeders hanging right here. And the birds come and get something to eat out of the bushes right there. They're all in the bushes. They come out and then a raven comes down and snatches one of them up. It was horrible. But it was the circle of life. But there's tons of birds in these trees right here. Can you hear them? They've got all kinds of nuts and stuff. Nuts and snacks. And seeds and all kinds of feeders. You're feeding the birds. If I back up, they'll come flying out. Goodbye, Whitewater Preserve. It's morning, and I'm heading back to the trail. It's 7 o'clock. The mornings are the best time to hike. It is so nice in the mornings. We gotta walk a half a mile back to trail, going this way, up along this path to get back to the wilderness. What is that? That is a weird desert plant. I like hiking in the morning. It's still morning, and I'm coming up to this creek crossing up here. But I like the morning because nothing hurts. All the things that hurt last night when I went to bed and early this morning, as soon as you get up and start walking, it kind of goes away. Like right now, I feel great. It's about 8:20, and right back there, I came around the corner and was startled by a group of it was like a tour group. They were all gathered around the rock. They were all Hispanic. Everybody had like a school backpack, and they were just all sitting there in the shade. Kind of weird. I didn't know they did tours out here, like for travelers. They may have been immigrants. I don't know. But it scared the crap out of me. I came around the corner. I'm like, what? There's like 15 or 20 guys in Levi's sitting in the bushes. Woo. The creek I crossed earlier, that little wooden bridge, we got to cross it again. But there's no bridge up here. And usually it's flowing, sometimes it's flowing really heavy. But today, right now, it's pretty good size. Pretty good sized creek. Down there, let's see, the sun's probably bleaching us out, but you can see it down there and you can hear it. It's like the beach right here. It's all sandy. Hey, I don't know where the trail goes. I feel like it goes this way. Lots of footprints. Yeah, we're going this way. So, the trick is you just gotta find a good spot to cross without sticking your feet in the water. Unless you want to stick your feet in the water. Oh, right there. Okay, somebody just pointed out there's a log over here that I can cross over. So we're gonna cross over this log. That is Mount San Gregorio. And this one over here is San Jacinto. And I'm up on top of this hill, and I can see that kind of sandy, there it is, right in the middle of the screen, sandy wash down there. That's where I crossed that stream on the log, right there, and it came up through this canyon right here. Can't really point. Yeah, I can. Through this canyon all the way through here, through here. Kind of made a turn, oops, and kind of, yeah, around, and there's the trail I'm on right now, but down there you can kind of see the trail. And I'm just about to the top here, I think, of this kind of crazy mountain. We have to be careful because the trail kind of slopes downwards. But in a little bit, we're going to go down into this ravine. I forget what it's called. And it's supposed to be really rough, really hard. Like, this has been easy breezy cruising today. But that's going to get really rough. Because some floods and stuff, and they have lots of snow melt real fast and lots of rain or whatever comes gushing down this canyon. There's a creek in there. It just kind of wipes everything out. So it's supposed to be a kind of a miserable experience. A little POV. This is the POV, point of view. You carry 3 pads of shoes, 1, 2, 3. So we're in the Mission Creek Canyon or ravine. I want to call it Eastwood Ravine or Shonash Ravine or Clayton Ravine. But these here poles sticking up tell you the way to go. Making my way up the ravine, and the trail is like washed away in a lot of spots where you know where to go, but I mean the trail goes up the creek, so it's not that hard. But some nice fellow has someone spent some time stacking up rocks to show you where to go. See, like that big boulder? So as you're walking, you look for something that looks unnatural. Like that stack of boulders right there. I just got to get across this little creekage and go up there. I see the trail going along the ridge right there. A little tricky. So, I think this is probably the best spot. Yeah, but that's a slippery rock right there. I'll just jump. Piece of cake. There we go. All right, we're going up there, up yonder hill slope. Holy moly. It is about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? 3:45, sorry, in the afternoon. And I got a little less than 3 miles to go for camp. And then I'll make it like 17 miles today, which is what I need to do. So we're gonna make it. But this has been excruciating coming up this canyon. But up ahead, there's pine trees ahead. I see them way up in that way up in those mountains in the direction I'm headed. But if you've ever done any hiking like this, you know that that's not where you're going. You never know where you're going. This is rough. It went from boulders to sandwash. The sandwash is so hard to walk in. Well, it's all been hard. I'm gonna sleep good tonight, I hope. I've been drinking a mess load of water because I'm so dehydrated. I've only peed once today. It was just a little bit. So I drank some Gatorade. And I've been walking by the creek, and so I've been trying to drink as much water as possible. See, like, you can't even see trail here. This is really messy. All I can see is footprints. Here and there. Every once in a while there'll be a footprint. All right, I'm gonna go hiking. I can't talk anymore. I made it. This is camp in this creek bed here. Some spots over here for tents and some spots over yonder, but there's a nice creek. 17 miles, I'm tired. I hate the desert. Did I tell you that? I hate the desert. The desert is relentless. But we made it right here. I'm gonna set up my tent. Like, maybe right here somewhere. Maybe right here. Yep. Right here. Good. That is the best. I'm so hungry. Let me have another bite. Better than Olive Garden. Morning's here. I'm going to try this Rec Pack shake. It's got lots of protein, 700 calories. Add water, shake, drink, and go. I could use a little pick-me-up, and it's coffee flavored. Good morning. I didn't sleep. I feel rotten. And this is going to be a hard day. I guess I better get up. Hey, I'm going up. I don't mind going up in the morning so bad. It's nice and cool. But going up this huge hill, and there's lots of blowdowns, lots of trees all over the place that you got to go around. Like this one here. And the sun is right there. This is terrible. Hey, it's Tim. Of course it is. You know that. Well, after a really hard day yesterday of scrambling over rocks and 17.5 miles, barely, dehydrated, drinking as much water as I can. It was a hard day. It was rough. I don't know if I'd wish that on anyone. But now I gotta go up this hill, and there's water at the top, and then I was hoping it was gonna get cooler as we climbed up, but it's really not. It's still very warm here in the wilderness mountains with beautiful views all the time. Ooh. Down there in the trees is where I camped last night, where I didn't sleep at all. I fell asleep a couple times, but my brain is still very active, and so I think a lot of it is anxiety. I can't sleep because I'm anxious and worried about what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, whatever. So when I do fall asleep, I have these crazy dreams. Like I can remember all of them. Like these stories that happen and play out in my mind. And they're so weird. So odd. And then I wake up and it's instantly. So it's like, I don't know, weird brain activity. So after climbing up that super hot, sunny hill, I've just come down the other side into the forest. The first like forested area. It is so cool down here. I hear a creek babbling down below, kind of heading down towards the creek. And it's real pretty. Finally, it's cool. It's finally cool. The trail has gotten fantastic. Look at this. See it going over there? I'm going to walk. That's where I'm going to walk in just a minute. In just a few minutes, I'll be walking right there. And it's real pretty with the trees. It's way cooler. So much cooler. I was burning up already. Hopefully, in this long water carry I've got, it won't be so bad because it won't be so hot. Yesterday was so hot and I was sweating so bad. Ooh, this is precarious. Could fall down there. Yeah, yesterday I was sweating so bad. I drank so much water. Oh, look at this. So pretty. Now we're Now we're in the forest. I don't think it's gonna last forever though. I think it's temporary. But anyway, look at this. This is the kind of trail you can make some miles. Just boom, to boom, to boom, to boom, to boom. All right, I just filled up all my water. Plus, I didn't do good trail research. And this section of trail is 16 and a half miles with no water, starting from where I just walked from right there. So there is some snow on the trail, but no water sources. So I've got about 4 3/4 liters of water in here, and it's very heavy. I've got, let's see if I can show you. There's 2 water bottles right there. Right there. And then I've got my water bladder thing right there. That's 2 liters on each side. And then this guy right here in the front, all full. So if I don't make it 16 and a half more miles, I've already done 4.5. So that'd be a long day. As long as the trail's kind of cruisy, I can do it. But I don't think it's gonna be. It never is. So that means if I have to make camp before the 16 and a half miles where the water is, it won't be so bad. This is where I am. I'm at Mission Springs Trail Camp, Sand to Snow National Monument. There's a little bit of snow in those mountains up yonder. Oops, yeah, there you go. And then this road is kind of washed out. I don't know where the trail goes. I kind of think it goes this way, but this looks like a road. Well, we'll find it. I'm pretty happy right now because this is the first section that's kind of flattened down a little bit. I'm just cruising along. This is where we make up the miles, the time. You go up the hill really slow and down the hill really fast. It's hard to kind of just keep your pace. But yeah, here we go. Take a look at this. Gorgeous scenery. Kind of, I haven't listened to music like at all. The very first day, I listened to a little bit of music. But it's hard to listen to music while you're struggling to go up a hill. I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't know why. It makes me look at the snow right here on the trail. There's snow. There's probably going to be a whole bunch more. I probably shouldn't get too excited. There was a note in the app telling me, and others who care to read it, that there's a considerable amount of trail snow coming up. And so if you have micro spikes, you may want to wear them. But I don't. So we're just not going to fall. We're not going to eat it. So it'll probably slow me down a little bit. But I feel okay. Crap loads of water. Nice trail. I'm going to book it. We're booking it. "'Tis the season to be jolly, fa ra 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 ra. Oh Christmas tree, oh shine." Look at that. Ah, the hills are alive with the sound. I was just right down that in the gully down there, I think. That's exactly where I was. I've arrived at the abandoned settler's cabin. On the way here, there's quite a few areas, the north side, north facing slopes that have a lot of snow on them and ice, and it was treacherous. I did not film going across the ice. It was too sketchy, very sketchy. So let's take a look, let's explore. There's some nice picnic tables here and well, it's actually a campground, and you can somehow make reservations and hike up here. There's barbecues, bring your own charcoal. I guess these are big barbecues. Yeah, look at that, bear vaults, picnic tables, a place for a campfire. It's kind of cool. It's like a camp. It's a camp. And then there's this shack of sorts. Let's go see. Oh, ooh, what? So there's some signage right here that tells us that the Coon Creek Cabin Group CG, all guests must register. It is a group campsite is $127. Holidays, $137. Extra vehicle, $8. How do you get a vehicle up here? That's interesting. Checkout time is 12. Let's go see what this looks like. Kind of scary looking. I don't want to go in there. Ow. Some windows. Anybody home? Whoo! Something's in there. I heard a loud noise. That was weird. Dude. This is crazy. What's in here? There's a brick floor. This is crazy. No electricity. Okay. I'm actually a little frightened because that thing made a noise. That's weird. Okay, over here. That's weird. There's just weird stuff in here. Like, what is that? This is trippy. Here's the bar. Look at, there's a nice little, this place was probably pretty cool at one day. In its heyday. That's weird. Joey was here in 2021. It's kind of nice and shady and cool in here. Big fireplace. I bet there's been a lot of fires in there because it's all piled up. Yeah, you might have like, ooh, I don't know, it's kind of creepy. That's pretty much it. There's all kinds of weird stuff stashed in here. Actually, I think it's trash. Let's see what's out the back door. Out the back door here, there's two other outbuildings. Like cabins, probably. You can rent the cabin. Obviously, they don't come up here and do any maintenance. Do cleanup and stuff. Hello? I'm sticking my head in here. Ooh. There's a sheet of plywood, OSB, on there. Where'd that come from? Shady and cool, but not very nice in a rainstorm. There's another one up there, but I'm not walking up there. Well, there you go. The abandoned settler's cabin. Logs, made of logs. I'm gonna go find a place to sit down in the shade and eat some lunch. Not in these tables though, because there's no shade there. That's horrible. I'm gonna go down here. Well, I'm down the mountain mostly from the high elevation. I was at like 9,000 feet. And now I'm on this like fire road or access road or something. And I gotta tell you, I'm not as hardcore as you think I am. Just to be clear and be honest, I'm tired. I'm sick of walking. And right up yonder here a ways is Highway 38. And I do this all the time when I go on trips, when I go on backpacking trips. I cut it shorter than I planned, but what an experience, you know? So I'm gonna try and get a ride into town from Highway 38. we're going to try phone service because it's a highway. Sometimes there's phone service on the highway. If I can get an Uber. Otherwise, I have to hitchhike. Yeah, I'm sick of walking. And I'm sick of not sleeping. I'm exhausted. I haven't slept. But, well, you know what? We'll get into all that if that's how it happens. But I'm going to walk down this road a spell more, because it's going to take me to the highway. All right, finally, I sat on the side of the road for a good hour with my thumb sticking out and my sign. And finally, some guy pulled over. Really cool, nice guy. Gave me a ride all the way down here to Yucaipa. I'm in Yucaipa at the Market and Liquor. Looks like this cool vintage old drive-through like liquor store that used to be able to drive through, and like they would bring your order out. And I'm waiting here for my Uber driver to get me back to the San Bernardino airport. And I met a really nice lady, and she wanted to give me a ride to the airport, but then she remembered that she had frozen food in the back and she had to get home. So that was not going to happen. So okay, fine. So Uber's coming, get me back to the airport. I just got an Uber ride from Redlands, or Yucaipa, back to the San Bernardino International Airport, where I parked my car just 2 days ago. And there's a sea of Teslas here. They like use this parking lot for Teslas. Tesla storage. Those are all Teslas. Every one of them. So I just got to find the one that's not a Tesla. Oh, I see it already. There's my vehicle. My vehicle's over there. Right there. I'm excited to see my vehicle and be out of the mountains. All right. Yes, it opens. There's all my crap. Put that back in there. All right. I'm in my car. When you've been hiking out in the sun and wind for 2 or 3 days, like I have been, 3 days, my skin feels so hot. I feel so hot. And I got in the truck, the guy driving me off the mountain had the air conditioner on, but that girl didn't have the air conditioner on very much, and I was back there cooking. I could have asked her to turn the air conditioner on, I guess, but I don't like doing that. So I'm going to drive home with the air conditioner blasting and with the windows down, probably some music, maybe quiet, I don't know. But anyway, hey, I'm done. I know, I think for me, with these hiking and backpacking trips, the Pacific Crest Trail is a book it trail. It's kind of like, at least where I was at here, there's not much to see. It's just go across the desert, over boulders. It was just how fast can you get to camp? And I don't like that. I think I've decided I don't like that. I like to enjoy and walk around and see the nature. And the Ray Lakes Loop was fantastic. I didn't care how far I got. I mean, I had a goal, but it was very reasonable, very doable. We got to camp early. We sat by the river. It was fantastic. I loved that kind of hiking, but this long distance trails are really hard because it's more about how far can you get? Get as far as you can, get as far as you can, get as far as you can. And when you're only going to be out for a few days, it just really wrecked me. It wrecked me. I was trying to do 20 miles today, which I probably would have made it, but I was hurting. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm not going to quit backpacking for, well, every time I come back from a backpacking trip, it always takes me a long time to go back out because I always come home early. My wife's going to laugh at me. I always come home early, and I never stay as long as I say I'm going to stay. I always try to wiggle out of the trail, and I did. I wiggled out of the trail. But like I said earlier, I don't think I'm as hardcore as you think I am. Well, anyway, that's the end. Thanks for watching. It was beautiful. There was beautiful scenery, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come along for the next one. The next video might not be a hiking video. It might be some kind of travel. I want to go on the train somewhere. Should we go on there? I love going on the Amtrak train. We might do that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.